tell us how you got to the place you're at, being in the legislature and, public service, and then also sort of how you keep going when the numbers are so against you.
Yeah. So I would say, like most of these interviews you guys do, it was a windy path, and I did not really expect to be here. I've always been interested in politics. I represent the area that I grew up in, which is really an honor. I did not expect to even live in West Virginia after I graduated high school because there wasn't a ton of opportunity. I went to college here and then I left as fast as I could. And I lived around the world for a little while. I got pregnant when I was living in California, realized I could not afford childcare or housing in Northern California, moved back to West Virginia, realized I couldn't really afford childcare here either because it's just broken as a system, but I have family here. And so I decided to raise my kids here. It's safe, it's beautiful, the people are wonderful here. So I had my kids here. When my son was 2 days old, we had a water crisis in Charleston, West Virginia. He was born in a blizzard, so that was crazy enough. And then we couldn't drink the water. We had no access to drinking water for 4 weeks. And I had a 3-day-old baby at the time. It was terrifying. Turns out it was because there was a coal cleaning chemical that was stored next to the river that was leaking into the river. It was our only drinking water intake. The tanks weren't regulated at all. And 400,000 people lost drinking water for a month. It was awful. And so I got interested in advocacy at that point. And then my daughter was born a year later. Trump was elected right after that. And I was like, oh my God, I have to do something. Like, my daughter can't live in a world with less rights than I have. I was terrified about it. And so kind of got involved in advocacy. I used to run a food truck, and I'm a chef by trade. And so I would have my food truck 3/4 of the year. And then the other in the winter, when you can't go out and sell food because there aren't really events going on, I got a lobbying job at the Capitol and lobbied for not your fancy high powered lobbyist. I lobbied for the Environmental Council. So going up against coal, going up against natural gas here in West Virginia. I got pretty used to losing, but honestly had some wins. And so then I realized I looked at my own representatives, didn't quite love the representation I was getting, realized anybody can do this, and turns out they do. Sometimes I feel like people, when you sit in a committee meeting, you're like, wait a minute, this is what this is. You don't really, get from point A to point B or really realize the minutia of it all. So I learned the process really, really well. And then was like, wait, why? The people aren't doing what I want them to do. I'm going to run for office. I'm going to do it.